Now, I'm going to, whilst the expert's being brought in, I'm going to come to the entirety of your claim. You say that there were these dust mites. The dust mites induced symptoms in you. What were those symptoms?
Scabies.
Scabies?
Yes.
Scabies from dust mites?
Well, today we found out, we phoned the company and they said it was bird mites.
I'm going to get there in a second. You're claiming £3,000 damage to items from dust mites.
That is correct.
What property are you claiming for, madam?
I'm claiming for my own carpet in the property, which was a Persian rug, and everything else that was damaged by the mites.
Is this a representation of the total overall damage in general?
Yes.
I have a carpet, I've got is that a blanket in the middle?
Yes.
And there's duck-down pillows and various other bits and pieces.
Yes, on the other photos.
Madam, what is the total damage, you say, caused by these mites?
I had to throw every piece of fabric out of the flat, including clothes, towels, everything.
And you say the total damage is how much to just a property?
£3,000.
And you want your money for the dust mite removal of £203.
Yes.
You also, as part of your claim, want your entire deposit back.
Yes.
Because you're about to leave the property, correct?
Yes.
You had to get rid of all your clothes. All of them?
What you see there.
Sir, are you a pest expert?
Yes.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that you hang out in nightclubs,
No.
you understand? What are your qualifications?
I've got a degree in zoology and I've been in the pest control industry for 30 years.
First of all, we had a moth problem in this house. What sort of damage can moths cause if they're untreated?
They'll damage most natural fibres, so wool, cotton, fur, silk.
But can you have a great big moth infestation? How easy is it to cure?
It can be quite difficult because a lot of the time they're actually underneath the carpet and they eat the fibres from underneath, and then when you vacuum your carpet you suck up all the rest of the fibres with a vacuum cleaner, so you end up with big threadbare patches in your carpet. And short of taking the carpet up and treating underneath it, it can be quite difficult to get rid of completely.
You don't want moths in your house?
No.
Understood.
No.
Now, here, and I think you heard the evidence, a pest control company visited this particular house and came to a conclusion about an infestation. Have you had a chance to look at their conclusion?
I've seen their report, yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
In your view, looking at that report, how would you assess the quality of the report?
It's difficult to judge.
It's not difficult to judge. Don't be coy, sir. Do you think this is a good report?
It says mites, it doesn't say what kind of mites.
Exactly,
Dust
sir.
mites and bird mites are totally different species. Dust mites just live on dead skin, won't damage anything.
Stop there. Dust mites, which is your original claim, live on skin and won't damage anything.
They just feed on dead skin. That's mostly what dust is in the house anyway. They just feed on that.
Are you saying that in all of our houses, everywhere, without looking, there are dust mites?
Yes, everywhere.
Everywhere, everywhere?
Yeah. Because the minute they're microscopic, they're like 0.2 of a millimetre. So that looks horrendous, but...
You can't see them at all without the assistance of a microscope?
You'd be pretty good to see one. They're not a parasite because they don't feed on us.
What other health implications are there if dust mites are not cured in somebody's home?
Asthma and eczema can be exacerbated by having a lot of dust mites. But they're with us all the time.
What's the cure? They're with us all the time?
Dust mites with us all the time.
This is the irritation of your skin. When did you first become aware that they were bird mites?
Today.
First time ever?
Yes.
Bird mites, Steve. What's the difference?
Bird mites are a parasite of birds. They live in the bird feathers. And I'd be amazed if someone could find someone in somebody's house.
Why?
Because you need a lot of birds. They wouldn't just be there if you'd bought a pillow or a feather duvet or something. For a start, all the feathers that go in to pillows and duvets and stuff are all treated to make sure that there's no insects or anything left in them. And so you'd literally need a load of pigeons living in your loft.
Or an aviary of some description.
Pretty much, yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
So for all of those years, he was in a bad mood, but it turned out that Jack Duckworth had bird mites.
Probably, yeah.
Now, could that have caused the irritation to the skin, though?
Bird mites could almost certainly cause stuff like that because they are a parasite and they want to feed on you like a flea would feed on you.
Are there any other mites that do that sort of thing, that are a parasite rather than a pest?
There's a few different kind of mites. Whether they're a mite or an insect is a whole nother question.
So thank you very much. I'm going to ask you to stay there,
okay,
if you don't mind. If you enjoyed that video, then I strongly suggest clicking here for more highlights. For those of you who haven't subscribed yet, and why not, so that you never miss out, subscribe. Clicking down there, that's an order.